Hi, in the first part I have explained about the section A solved questions, and in this revision I am going to explain the part 1 revision parts. Here I have got one revision part of 2021 question paper, so I am going to explain some basic questions which may be 1 or 2 mark or 5 mark questions. Now getting into the revision part. First is we have to explain about the printf function. Here you know that the printf function is used to print the given value into your system output. Initially it is the monitor screen which you see the output. Here it is called as sys.stdout, that is the standard output device. So the printf function by default it takes the output device as your monitor screen. You can get the syntax of printf function in this form, that is the print value comma separator end file and then flush. This is the syntax of printf statement in Python version 3.3. Next is you have to name any two keyword arguments of printf function. So here the print function is used to print the values which you are going to print in the output screen. As I have already told, it is the standard output device, that is your monitor screen. In the previous question itself I have explained about the syntax of with for some values. That values are called as the keyword arguments, and the print function it has it's as a default values. We can see what are all the values in that. This is the syntax, and then these are all the keyword arguments: separator, end, file, and then flush. So these are the optional keyword arguments. File specifies the object into the, that is the defaults to the current standard output device, and then the separator it gives a default space value, and end the default value is a new line, and then flush it forcibly flush the string. So this is the syntax of the print statement in Python, and you can get the syntax of this print function with the help of the command help of print in the Python command line prompt. You can get it. Moving to the data type of the Python. So why we are going to specify data type, how we are going to define it. Data type that specifies the classification or categorization of data items. So the data type specifies what type of value can a variable have and what type of operations that can be performed on that variable. Some data types available in Python are numbers, list, tuple, string, set, and dictionary. In numbers itself, you will be getting the categorization: integer, float, complex, etc. Moving to the next question. Identify the data types of the following data objects. They have given some set of objects, and then you have to identify the data type of the object. You know that whenever the number is enclosed with the single quote or double quote, you can say that these are all the string, and the number without the string is called as the integer. You have to identify the number whether it is the integer or float number. If it is having a decimal value, then you can specify it as float. If it is not having the decimal value, it is a integer category. There is no differentiation in this negative sign. And then you can find the type of the given object with the help of the command type of in your Python command line prompt. They have given some statements. You have to find the data type. Here they have given to write the Python statements. So to find the data type of your number 12. So in the previous slide itself I have explained that to find the data type of a given variable you have to get the command type of. So here type of 12 is the statement to find the data type of the number 12. Next is find the data type of the string hello. Here the data type of the string hello is type of hello. Since it is a string, it should be specified with the help of this single quote or double quote. Next, they have asked what is the data type of a value represented by a variable hello. So here you have to assign some value to the variable and then only you have to get the type of this hello, because you have represented this as a hello. Here they have asked the string, so you directly substituted in the type of function and then you can get the value as a string. Here they are going to specify the value represented by a variable hello. So assign some values. Here I have assigned a float value and then I have made it as type of hello. So when you are typing this in the command line prompt, it specifies it is a float value. Okay. If you are giving this as type of hello, instead of assigning hello 8.0 or any value to this variable, it will be specifying the name error hello is not defined. So when you are giving this type of hello, it specifies the class as a string, and when you are specifying like this, it will be giving, it leads to error. Moving to the next statement, here you have to write the statement to find the address of a memory location of a variable. Here the id of function is used to get the memory location of any of the variable. So the id of function is in the form of id of variable. Here you can substitute whatever variable you can have. It gives the result as a integer value, that is the memory location where that variable is located. Next statement is you have to display the string 25 times. What you have to do? You have to write the statement print and then you have to specify what is the string to be printed, and then the number of times is specified with the help of this asterisk 25. So this specifies how many times this string has to be printed. The next question is what are the unary and binary operators? Unary operator means the operator which has to operate on one operand, and then binary operator is the operator that operates on two operands. And then this unary minus not, these are example for unary operator, and this is the Boolean value. Likewise here you are having two operands and then the two operands, here I have specified the modulo division. So the unary deals with the one operand and then the binary deals with the two operand. Next is here they have asked for operator precedence of arithmetic operators in Python. Here I have given all the operators with the operator precedence. The first precedence is given to braces, exponent, and then these are the arithmetic operators, comparison operators, assignment operators, identity, membership, and then logical. So when you are asking for the arithmetic operators, you can specify these operators. Here why we need this operator precedence. The operator precedence, it specifies the priorities of the operators such that which operator to be operated on the operand in such a way that it should not lead to any error or any ambiguity. So when you are asking about the importance of operator precedence, you have to say that the expressions can be evaluated without any ambiguity. Moving to the next question. Here they have asked for evaluating the following expressions. Here the operator precedence helps to evaluate the expressions. The first expression, here you have to take the operator precedence, that is the operations to be done within the braces to be done first, and then only you have to move on to the next. So here this to be operated first, so 5 and then exponentiation 3 and then here 6/2, that is division, and then you will be getting this answer. Likewise in these expressions, these operations to be evaluated first, and here considering this, in this before performing the subtraction operation you have to go for the multiplication operations, it is having the higher precedence. So 12 and then minus 6. Then move to the division part. So the answer is, so these are the answers. Here you have to note one thing, that in all these things you are having 0.0 as the value. Why you are getting that? Instead of 122, 122.0 means whenever you are having this operator in your expression, it gives a result in the form of float value. Moving to the next expressions. Here these are the expressions and they have given. Here you can note that the values of the result are in the form of integer. When in the previous slide they have got as the floating point value. Here the float division gives the value, that is the quotient value without the decimal value. So here you are having the float division in all these expressions. So you are getting the result in the integer part. Next, moving to the ninth question. Here, what is a variable and rules to form a variable? You know that a variable, it specifies a memory location. That is the variable. It is any the programmer can store a value in that the variable. We are having some rules to define a variable. That is, the variable should start with alphabets, lowercase or uppercase letters, or with the underscore, and then it is alphanumeric, and that variable should not begin with the numbers, and the variables what you defined is case sensitive. The variable length may be reasonable. Next is, here they are asking for the function to address the memory location of the variable. Already we have seen, that is id of the variable specifies the memory location of the variable. So id of object, this is the object, that is a variable you are going to define. If you are inserting that into it, you can get that location of the variable. So the variable location is specified in the form of integer value. And then moving to the next, write Python statements to display a list of Python keywords. Here you have to specify the statement to display the list of keywords. In the Python command prompt line, if you are inserting this command help of keywords, it specifies, that is it lists out all the keywords available in your Python version. And then there is another statement, keywords.kwlist. It also lists the keywords, but to perform this command you have to import the keyword module, then only you can get the result for this command. Next, here you have to tell why the Python language is called as a dynamic language. You know the dynamic is runtime. In Python, when you are writing the program, you will not specify the data type of the variable when you are defining it. The values are assigned, and during the runtime, the data type of the variable is calculated. Next is the augmented assignment operator. You have to explain it. Augmented assignment operator, it deals with the arithmetic operator as well as the assignment operator. That is, here the augmented operator, it replaces the statement, that is the operator takes a variable and then performs the operation, and then it assigns a value to that same variable. This is called as augmented assignment operator. So the augmented assignment operator, it takes a variable as one of its arguments and then assigns the result back to the same variable. This is the augmented assignment operator. Next, identify the invalid variable names from the following given reasons for each. Here they have given a set of variables. In that I have specified these three are the valid variable names, because here it starts with, it has only the alphabets, and here the alphabets with underscore. Here also no problem. But when you are moving to the next variables, here these are all the invalid variable names. Also I have specified the reasons for its invalid. That is, if is a keyword int, it is of a data type, and then here it is having a space between the two words, and then here it is having the dots, and here the variable starts with the number. Here the variable is having the special symbol dollar. So these are the invalid variable. Next we have to write the Python expressions equivalent to the arithmetic and then the logical expressions. Here in this first expression they have given a plus b by 2. So after performing the addition operation only you have to do the division operation. So for this I have given the operator precedence using braces and then the next division. Next is the same thing here, 3 square 9 cube by 2. So here this is the exponentiation. So 3x square 2 plus 9x cube by 3. Again the numerator I have given it in the brackets based on the operator precedence and then the division symbol. Next is the same thing, 3 square plus 9 cube by 5, as well as this 3 square to be done separately and then 9 cube. Performing this operation and then you have to add with this 3 square. So I have specified with the help of the braces. Next expression, here you can note that instead of this 3 square you can go for math dot power of 3 comma 2. This function it can be replaced with this. Next expression is this square root of a plus a by 2. Here for getting the square root of the function you have to support the module math. So math dot square root of. So here I have used the math dot square root of in all these functions. Likewise here this t square you can use the power function. The next question is they have given some expression, you have to represent it. Here they have asked the first question, represent the integral part of the quotient when 63 is divided by 29. So when you are going to do a division, it may result in the float value. They have asked for the integral part. So you can go for float division where it gives the quotient without the decimal value. So here the integral part can be obtained with the help of the float division. The next is you have to represent the remainder when 63 is divided by 29. You can go for the modulo division where the division gives the remainder. So the modulo division can be used. This is the symbol for modulo division and this is the division. This is the symbol for float division. When you are using single slash it is the normal division. Next is you have to represent the fourth root of 3. So when you want to find the fourth root, first you find the second root and then go to the second root. So here I have used two square roots. So first you have to find the math dot square root of 3. Again find the square root of this math dot square root of 3. Math dot square root you can get the value. So I have executed in the command prompt line and then I am getting this as the answer. You can also try for it. The next question they have asked you to write the Python expressions, continuity of the previous slide. Here add the remainder of 6 by 5 to the product of 6 and 5. So you have to get the remainder of 6 by 5, that is using the modulo division of 6 and 5, and then you have to add it to the product of 6 and 5. So the modulo division of 6 and 5 with the help of the multiplication of 6 and 5 we have to add it. Next is represent the square root of sum of 8 and 3. So first you have to perform the operation sum of 8 and 43 and then get the square root. Next is represent the sum of square roots of 8 and 3. So you have to get the square root of 8 and then square root of 43 then you have to perform the addition operation. So here first square root of 8 and then square root of 43, then addition operation. Then the 17th question, they have asked about the commands in Python. You know that in Python the command can be specified with the help of a single hash symbol. When you are specifying the command symbol before the line, it explains that this is the command and also why we need that command. The command helps us to understand the program, that the programmer what he is going to specify in a particular lines of code. So the commands makes the program more understandable and readable. Sometimes it specifies why this part of the code has been written in that particular program. Mostly we will be using only the single line command, that is a single line followed by a hash symbol. Sometimes we will be using multiple line commands with the help of the triple quotes. So here there are multiple lines, here 3 lines, and then the multiple line command is used with the help of this triple quote. So it gives a multiple line command, but this is not the standard one, but you can use it because when this triple quote is encountered by the Python interpreter, it will not generate the bytecode for these lines, so it is taken as a command. So here I have specified that. Moving to the next question, that is syntax error, runtime error, logical error. Here the syntax error specifies when there is an error in the structure of the program. If the proper structure is not followed, it is called as the syntax error or the part-time error. And then the runtime error, when the program is compiled, it specifies if there are any runtime errors. And then the logical error or exceptions, errors that occurs at runtime, it is also called as some errors that occurs at the runtime are called as the logical errors. The other name for that is semantic errors. And then here they have asked for examples for each of the errors. In Python, it supports only 2 types of errors. One is syntax, another one is logical errors or exceptions. Since Python is an interpreted language, here the runtime error is categorized under the logical errors. So this is one example for syntax error. Here print hello. Here the print statement is without the braces, so it gives syntax error, missing parenthesis in call to print. And then here in logical error, I have assigned a list with some values, but I have asked it to print L of 5. Here the index starts from 0, 1 and 2, but I have asked for the index of the 5th element. It is not available here, so it specifies the error as the index error, list index out of range. So this is some examples, and I have given some more errors in the next slides, which is found in the Python. Some built-in exceptions, import error, name error, type error, runtime errors. What are here for? I have specified some examples. In import error, if you are using math function without importing the module math, then it specifies that that module is not found. Likewise, in name error, now we have seen that in name error what it specifies. Likewise, the type error, if there is no inconsistent tabs and spaces without the indentation, we can say that the type error occurs. Likewise, in runtime error, file not found, zero division error, type error. So with this, next slide, a token. So you have to specify what is a token, how many categories are there available in token, and you have to give examples for the token. You know that token are the building blocks of the Python. Whenever a statement is given, it has to be split into the small parts. That small parts are called as the tokens. They are in the source code, it is the basic component. So in Python we are having 5 categories of tokens: keywords, identifiers, literals, operators, and then delimiters. Sometimes only 4 will be specified. This delimiters will be left out and it is included in the operators. So Python supports these types. I Given some example for these keywords. It is also called as the reserved words. What are all the reserved words? Here, global, import, if, for. I have already said that help of keywords will list some of the keywords available in the Python. So you should not use that when you are going for defining the variable names. So that are the keywords. And then identifiers. Here these are the names given by the programmer to define the variable, function, object, list, dictionaries, etc. So here we are having some rules to define, which we have seen already in variable definition. So these are some examples. And then literals. Literals means you have to assign some value to the variable defined. That values, that is the data is given to that variable or a constant, is called as a literal. We are having string literal, numeral literal. Likewise, we are having some values. Here the string is assigned to a variable a. Here the number is assigned to a variable. Here the boolean literal is assigned to a variable gg. Likewise, you can assign the list, dictionary, tuple, etc. And next is operator, arithmetic operator, relational operator, logical bit. All these comes under this category. Some examples I have identified. Here I have included membership as well as the identity operator. Next, moving to the delimiters. Here the grouping, punctuation, and then the assignment. It is both arithmetic and bitwise included in this assignment, as well as the binding symbols. Here some punctuators are these. Here this hash is not included in this. Since the Python makes this as a comment, you have to ignore this. Thank you. With this I have explained 19 questions. In the next class session we can move on to the next questions. Thank you.